Hey folks, I'm Dr. Tyler Chadwick and I'll be your instructor this semester for English 2010 Intermediate Writing. Our focus for the semester will be on these words that are right in front of you right now, word work, on what it means to work with words, especially in an academic setting and in a society in general where words are often language is taken with suspicion and in many different ways. These are some of the ideas that we'll be exploring throughout the semester. In this walkthrough, I wanted to give you just a general overview of some of these principles, as well as a general overview of the course itself, the different units that we'll be exploring together, as well as the weekly structure of the course. So, like I said, we'll be exploring this idea of word work, and we'll do it through the lens of reciprocity, truth-telling, and rhetorical ethics and agency. Now, these are some big academic sounding words, but let me break them down for you. Reciprocity is just a give and a take. When we're having conversations together, one person gives words and another person returns words. But at the same time, we are being reciprocal in the attention that we're giving to each other. We're sharing something more than just the words themselves when we're interacting via language. So we'll look at language as a form of reciprocity. We'll also look at the notion of truth-telling. This is especially relevant, I think, now, and because we're living in what many scholars have called a post-truth era, when people share language with each other and they make arguments, but those arguments are based solely on emotion and feeling. Because I feel this way, because I believe it, therefore it's true, and you have to believe it too, and you can't undermine that. So we'll look at what it means to tell the truth, and we'll do that through the lens of writing nonfiction, writing from your life and your experience, and also working in research in there in many different ways. So we'll look at what it means to tell the truth in our writing, especially in terms of writing it for an academic audience and in an academic setting. Now, this last term here, rhetorical ethics and agency, that's basically just the ethics of language use, how we use language to influence others, and all of the ethics that are involved in that. What is it? What does it mean when I am giving my language to another person? What kind of influence am I having on them? All of these things are moral concerns and ideas. Who am I when I'm making language and when I'm trying to persuade someone else? So these are all things that we'll consider throughout the semester. And when I say we'll be looking at, again, rhetorical ethics and agency, I'm thinking in terms of what it means to take care with the words we make, as I've suggested, and also what it means to be careless with words and the effect that flows from both of those ideas. When I say what it means to take care with words, I'm referring to the idea that we should be concerned with the effects and the functions of language use, by which I mean not just what words mean, but how they mean. So not just their denotative value, but the influence that they have on other people. And these are potent things, again, we'll be considering throughout the semester. And we'll do it by considering or moving through 5 interrelated units. We'll start off by looking at the idea of reciprocity, at the give and take, the gift and givenness of language. So we'll explore more of what these things mean in detail in the first few weeks of the course, but this is where we'll start because language is grounded in these ideas. From the moment we're born, the way that we come into language is through the rituals of sharing that we engage in with our caregiver. When we have needs, when we're a baby, the baby cries, and the adult or the caregiver meets those needs. It's that form of sharing, that ritual, that interaction, out of which language grows. And we'll consider that idea more in depth in that first unit. And then we'll move into the second unit. We'll build upon that to consider the idea of truth telling, what it means to tell the truth when we're writing. And we'll look at that through the kind of competing or paradoxical notion, uh, something that we'll read that's called Never Let the Truth Stand in the Way of a Good Story. We'll consider what it means to tell the truth when we're writing a piece of nonfiction, a piece of research, etc. So we'll consider that in depth in that unit there. Building upon that, we'll move into a discussion of the ethics of language use, of what it means to first do no harm with our language, to approach it in terms of how am I affecting other people in the world again. The next unit will be an interlude on what it means to live and write and think and to kind of navigate a post-truth world. We'll consider here especially the ideas of honesty, accountability, and generosity. What does it mean to make language in those ways? And why is that a vital thing? Because that's the argument we'll be making throughout this course, is that we should be honest, accountable, and generous with our words, with our language. And that's how I believe that's one way that we can improve our public discourse and the ways that we interact with other people. Now, the final unit is titled Rhetorical Agency. Then in this unit, we'll explore what it means to deepen our influence through interaction with others, by which I mean just how we are so deeply interdependent with other people. The ways that we live in the world are bound up, they're tied to the relationships that we have with other people, the different things that are around us. So we'll explore that idea more in depth. And all of these units are tied to different writing assignments that will help you to consider these ideas, to put them into practice, and to perform different principles of writing, all to the end of helping you improve as responsible language makers, because that's what I really hope you leave this course with, is an idea of what it means to be a more responsible maker of words. So that's the overall unit structure of the course. That's how we'll move through the semesters in these 5 different units. Each week is also organized around 2 different ideas, 2 principles. We've got prepare and participate. Each week, each module will be divided into 2 different kinds of activities. There will be prepare activities where you'll be asked to read, to listen, to watch, certain things in preparation for discussions and to take quizzes and to do reading reflections. So you're putting in the groundwork for the discussions that we'll be having as a class in both Canvas and in Microsoft Teams. So that's the prepare work. And now to participate, consists mostly of discussions. There will be 3 different types of discussions that ask you to tailor your words for a different audience, to think really about what you're saying and how you're saying it for different people. So 3 different types of discussions. Personalize it, where you'll be asked to, of course, personalize the things that we're talking about. Discuss it, where we will meet in Microsoft Teams and explore these ideas together, kind of in this live format. And disseminate it, where you will elaborate a little more on the seed of an idea from something that we've discussed that week, and do it in a more research-based format. So those are 3 different types of discussions that we'll be participating in each week of the semester. So that, I hope, gives you a good sense of what you're in for, of the general overview of the course, of the weekly structure of the course, and what we'll be concerned about over the course of the entire semester.